And so instead of humor, I picked a personal essay, and um, and one of the top ones was one about death. And I happened to go to this death awareness workshop on Saturday, and uh, it absolutely blew my mind and changed my life. It was so crazy, and I'm happy to, segue into that or mention it. I was at the gratitude journaling this morning and I told them about it. Susan, that's what I
Mhm.
was grateful for, and then Susan asked me to talk about it, and so it's front and center. Yeah. Like today at the grocery store, I go, these guys are so exhausted looking. And
Mhm.
last night I went to Wegmans. Do you guys have Wegmans down there?
We do. We
Yeah.
didn't used to have them in North Carolina, but we do now. So I
Oh,
know.
that's right. I remember they were moving slowly down there. And it's my favorite place, but they had zero there and the staff was exhausted. So I talked to the guy today. He got me the last 5 gallon they had, and he had to go to the back. His manager says, "Hey, that lady needs this." And I could just see that like they're constantly being asked. Their work right now is just slammed. And when he
Hmm.
came back, I asked him, I said, "Thank you." And just like in COVID, I said, "How you doing? Like how's it going?" And then he saw that I was giving him an invitation to like let down and just be real. And
Hmm.
and so then we had a conversation and I said, I'm so curious about logistics for this kind of thing. Like do they obviously it's probably crazy in the logistics side of things and they're scrambling to get stuff from other areas and so he launched into that and explained how, where there are massive warehouses somewhere in Pennsylvania and after we talked, I was like, that's so interesting. I'm so interested in like that's amazing. And his face and tone shifted and suddenly he didn't look so exhausted. He was engaged and I had been fascinated with what he shared and I could tell like he was up. And I
Hmm.
like and I walked away and just cried
Hmm.
because that's all I want to do. That's my purpose is just to like help people, touch people. Like that's my strongest value. And now I know that I have this massive, massive fortune that I went to this workshop and it blew my mind. And I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, this is so fleeting and it's going to happen. And
Hmm.
so therefore, now what? So if you want me to like regurgitate all that, I will.
Yeah. And the fun thing is on this show, I don't cut out the beginning.
Right.
I mean, I might cut a little something
Oh,
out of
you
the very
go.
early beginning.
Yeah.
But no, this is long form interview. This is
Oh,
uncut,
cool.
and so yeah, this whole thing,
Okay.
unless there's something that you're not comfortable with, you let me know and I'll cut it. But
Okay.
um, no, I want to hear the whole thing. I want to hear, so like you kind of take me in whatever order you want to. I mean, I want to hear about um your practice, your coaching practice. I'm just curious about it, so I want to hear more about that.
Mm.
Of course, I want to hear the story. It sounds like we have to hear about this workshop. That's like a
Yeah.
must thing.
Yeah.
You decide the order, right? Does the workshop set up the story, or does the story set up the workshop? You kind of you do it whatever order you want to. Um, I getting deep and stuff and getting emotional. I didn't know it was going to happen to me. I've had a couple of these. I did one with my wife, and I started to read a story, and then just like right in the middle of it, I started crying. I wasn't prepared for that to happen.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I guess it's all to say we can touch on some incredibly emotional things. It's all fair game here. This is what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you ask me to come on your show, then you will get that from me.
Good. Oh, the other thing too that I really I want to hear about or talk about with you is your art because
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, right,
I
right. That's
I
right.
love and this is becoming I've got I don't know if it's a podium or a drum or a thing, something that like I am going to make a point of caring about this in, from
Mhm.
here forward, other 2026, but from here
Mhm.
forward, it's this idea that AI images, I'm I'm not anti-AI. Like if there's
Mhm.
artists use AI as a tool,
Mhm.
and I think that that's fine. But when someone who's not an artist says, hey, make me an image to make my story, get more views,
Mhm.
I feel like I, I don't know about anybody else, but I just feel it feels wrong to me. It feels like I'm supposed to be part of humans writing for other humans to read,
Mhm.
and I want the thing that catches the eyeballs to be made by a human too. And what I love about your stories is many of your stories have your own artwork as the feature image, and
All
so
of them, all of them.
all of them do. All of them do. That's incredible. And not all of us are talented enough to do that. Um, And I want to see a future. I want to see a future where I know that for me, I want to pay other artists to like, we're in such a rush to get stuff published. Like,
Mm, mm.
and I don't know, I'm talking a lot right now,
No,
but
no, no, no.
I,
This is fun.
I
No, I
don't,
love it.
I don't know about you. I feel like the editors and publishers apologizing for not getting to stuff, or I'll submit something to a publication, and the editor will reply and say, I'm so sorry it took me so long to get back to you, this, that. And I'm like, there's nobody beating down my door to like get to this thing. If it takes you a month to get to it,
Mhm.
like what,
Mhm.
if we mailed something off to the New Yorker, we might
Mhm.
not hear forever about whether or
Or
not
never. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
or never, right?
Yeah.
And so why do we, I feel bad for the publishers that even feel
Mm.
like they should be responding quickly. Like
Mhm.
nobody needs to respond quickly to me.
Mhm.
But this impatience, you know, I want to build a community where I can write something and I can maybe send it to you and say,
Mhm.
hey, would you, and I'd pay for it. Like, hey, Stephanie, how, would you take a few bucks to make me a cartoon that goes along with the story? Because I want to be patient. I want human
Mhm.
made
Mhm.
art, and I want to invest back into the community. And instead of
Mhm.
donations,
Mhm.
like buy me a coffee, it's like, how about pay me real money to do my craft?
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, it's just I love that your work features your art, and it's just every time I see it, I'm like, yes, so.
Mhm. Yeah, so I call it my new knitting. And
Mm,
so my husband during basketball season, he's from California, so he loves the Golden State Warriors, so he watches them and I do my cartoons in the TV room, the family room. And but it's a it's mental health, just like exercise. It's these task positive network things where we're focusing on something in front of us and our minds aren't spinning off. And so you could do cooking, you could do any of a number of things, but that's what that activity is. So it's good for my brain. So the problem with having this is it, this is the reason why I won't use AI, although I haven't used it yet. I peeked to see like I put in something to see what it would happen once, that's it. And I keep
mhm.
forgetting the word of what, like I say I am. It's like somebody who lives in a cave, like from that lives way back. What is it called? It's a word.
I mean, not a hermit.
Yeah, but something along those lines. So like I get it. And my kids work for AMD. It's a it's a chip manufacturer. And
Mhm.
so they're software engineers, and so they deal with AI. And my husband's in tech. So I live in a tech family. Um, but the problem, so it's good. So like, what if it discovers cures for diseases? And,
Mhm.
like I'm not living in a hole, but, and I know it's going to replace human, endeavor, human brain usage, right? Hopefully it'll open up other human brain usage.
Mhm.
But when it doesn't, that's sad for the brains, for our brains. It's
Hmm.
sad um for our mental health, quite frankly, because when we do stuff that's engaging, it's helpful in so many ways. That's what the brain was for, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so I do these things because I always wanted to write since I was in third grade, and I finally got around to doing it on this consistent basis.
Hmm.
Um, I couldn't, and I'm really into art, the idea of art,
Hmm.
creative pursuit. I can't imagine not doing every aspect of that process. Like,
Hmm.
okay, I guess if I was molding iron or glass, right? Then
Hmm.
I'm going to need these external machines or staff. What's
Yeah.
the guy up in Seattle? The big David Kilhooly. All right, so
Hmm.
you could look up his artwork. It's incredible. And we went to a Kilhooly museum up in Seattle, was it? Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, he's got staff. So he's not doing every single aspect. But anyway, you get my point.
Yeah,
So
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But
Absolutely.
but yeah, it's good for us. And,
Hmm.
and yeah, when we use AI in that regard for the creative stuff, then you're not writing. And so you are putting material content out there. That's true. And
Right.
perhaps on a very quick basis, that's true, but you aren't writing.
Right. Yeah,
Anybody
absolutely.
can challenge me on that one. It's
Hmm.
obvious, but even if you go in and fix up some stuff, you're
Hmm.
not writing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. Where yeah, where you know what I love about the medium community is that it's like they're really adamant about human writers, right? We don't want
Hmm.
robots just
Hmm.
writing at a speed that we can't possibly keep up with.
Hmm.
And there's this there's this brand inconsistency that I feel in my soul that when I see the human writer who's a real human doing real writing, and I've done this myself, like be impatient and be like, oh man, I try to use my own photos of myself whenever possible. I try to find a piece of art but every now and then there's been a handful of times where I couldn't figure out any other source of image other than what would take an artist to do.
Hmm.
And I've gone two pathways. A couple of
Hmm.
times
Hmm.
I've reached out to people that I know are artists and I've said, hey, I would love to hire you to do a piece of art for this essay.
Hmm.
And they're like, you're just going to lose money. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I
Hmm.
would like to
Hmm.
pay you money to do this. And on the handful of times that I've paid a human being to create art,
Hmm.
my soul has felt good. I've been like, I
Hmm.
did something good. I like reinvested into the community of artists, and writers are also artists.
Hmm.
And the handful of times that I've taken the easy way out and like typed in the description of the thing and then like generate image, generate image, generate image,
Hmm.
generate image until I got the one that was good enough,
Hmm.
um, I felt ill. I felt like,
Hmm.
and even that, I got a whole series of stories right now. Like I got this whole fiction story that the headline feature image is an AI image, and it's driving me nuts. Like I'm like, I
Hmm.
need to have this replaced by a human.
Hmm.
Needs to redo this art.
Hmm.
And what's in this it feels like brand inconsistency for medium. Like the place of medium
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
they're waving a banner for human writers,
Hmm.
but they're failing human artists
Hmm.
by allowing, they're
Hmm.
coming after you and saying, hey, that looks like AI
Hmm.
wrote that piece, you're out of
Hmm.
here. But if they're not coming after you and saying, hey, like that's an AI generated image, you need to get rid of it. Now, where the line gets
Hmm.
fuzzy
Hmm.
is, do you use AI for research? And it's like, I use AI for research.
Hmm.
It's a great tool. It's like the library. You go into the library and I'm looking for
Hmm.
tons and tons of information. If I'm using
Hmm.
Google had AI before they called it AI, right? Like,
Exactly,
you
exactly.
know, our shopping carts, like the Wegmans app shopping cart is
Hmm.
like using AI before they
Hmm.
called it AI.
Hmm.
So it's like if an artist is using a tool that's technologically advanced tool.
Hmm.
I was joking about this yesterday with the other Stephanie.
Hmm.
We were talking about like design and art and stuff, and I was like, yeah, if you have like, let's say you've got like advanced, like a VR headset, and you're like designing a logo in like 3D and like painting in the air, like doing, you're using like super high tech stuff, and AI is involved in this whole process. I'm like, I don't care. That's human. That is a human created image
Hmm.
using the latest and greatest technology,
Hmm.
right? Which is very different than
Yeah, 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 yeah.
someone who's not an artist
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, ChatGPT, spit me out something that looks like this." Nope,
Hmm.
regenerate, regenerate, regenerate. Do over. Okay,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one's good
yeah.
enough. It's
Totally.
just
Exactly.
like I'm
Hmm.
not anti-technology.
Hmm.
You know, I,
Yeah.
I just bought a guitar for myself for Christmas to learn how to play the guitar. I didn't buy, I didn't go out and like gut a cat and like saw it onto like a piece of wood and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in fact, I bought an electric guitar and an
Yeah,
amp,
yeah, yeah.
so I like went all
Yeah.
in on like techno,
Yeah.
'cause, like
Yeah.
technology is cool,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, at any rate, yeah, so I don't envy medium for having to deal with the fine line of what
Mm.
is AI art and what is not.
Mm.
Uh, what I do know is when I use it one way, I feel okay about it, and when I use it the other way, I feel icky about it.
Mm.
And when I see your work, it just makes me happy.
My cartoons.
Yes.
Thank you. Anybody that mentions my cartoons in the comments gets 50 claps.
Getting all your claps.
Yeah, they take like 2 to 3 hours. I hate to tell you. I'm slow. I'm particular. I could try. I should try to amp up being a little faster, a little more fluid, a little more cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I never did it. I started doing it well, I guess when I started the blog. And why? Oh, okay, yeah, I know. They evolved from a um a Christmas advent calendar, a chocolate advent calendar from Trader Joe's. My
Mm-hmm.
kids got to be teenagers and they stopped using the little chocolate things, like eating them because they could get whatever they want. They're not 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Do you guys want these anymore?" And they're like, "Not really, Mom." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So then I got a whiteboard and I'm like, I still want to have this tradition. So I got a whiteboard and then put it in the kitchen on the counter, leaned it against the wall, and I drew some dumb cartoon from with no experience. And then that went for some years. One goes to college, the next one's there, and then I stopped. And then I was depressed. Like I still want, like, and then what happened? I don't know. I guess I started the blog at some point. And then also I do the Thursday is Joke Day, which is the name of my novel so far. And Thursday is Joke Day is the title of every square piece of paper that I do on Thursdays. Thursday is Joke Day. And then there's a question, there's a joke, and then the answer. It's a bad dad joke. And then I draw a cartoon underneath. I put it in a gallon Ziploc bag and walk it down to the four mailboxes that are at the end of our street and stick it there with a brick. And then it's there for Thursday. I do it Wednesday night. It's there Thursday morning at the bus stop for the kids. And I've been doing it since 2021, 2020, during COVID. And I keep asking them every year because one's about to go into high school. I'm like, do you guys like, are you sure? And they're like, no, no, keep doing it, keep doing it. Like, I don't want to, don't be nice. Don't say, if you don't want me to do it. They're like, no, no. So I put it on Facebook and all my middle-aged friends go, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah. Wow. So you really do spend.
Cartoons, humor is imperative. It's ne we need it, right? It's
Hmm.
fun, it's goofy, and the Thursday's joke date's goofy, but whatever.
But touching people's lives in a meaningful way. I mean, you started by telling
Yeah,
the story about
yeah,
the person at Wegmans and
yeah,
how you touched their lives, and now
yeah.
these cartoons are hanging from the mailbox every Thursday. Like, how wonderful is that? Um, yeah,
It's fun. It's good. It's good and fun. Yeah. Yeah. Like if
but
you've had a rough day, that's gonna lift you up, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
So, um, let's see. Ask the question about my which one would be before the other. I think if I read the story first and then I told you about the workshop, do you want me to?
Yeah, I want to hear the
Do you have a
story.
timeline? Do you have a timeline?
No, you know what? Like the show can, whatever, when the show comes out, if it's anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long, and really the only thing behind this is our writing group. So,
Let's
so,
go to 8 o'clock. I can go to 8 o'clock tonight. I easily could.
we might have to like to take a couple of bathroom breaks or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever,
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dinner,
d dig
etc.
into some of that food that you picked up
Yeah,
at Wegmans.
yeah.
Um,
Well, if I did, I'd have to go back just to replace it.
yeah, I want to hear everything. I want to hear about your uh,
Oh,
about
and the coaching
I
thing,
want to
right?
hear about your coaching practice. I want to hear your story, and I want to hear about the workshop. And if there's time remaining, I want to play the whole mind game with
Oh,
you.
right, right, right. Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to, like, there's no rules.
I want to. I want to do that. That's fun. That's my
But
present. Yeah. I
okay,
want to do that. Yeah.
cool. But you dictate what order you want to do any of those things, even whole mind game. You do whatever order you want to go in. Let's go, because um, it's sort of like, how do you want it to unfold?
Yeah. I think because I just read the story again before I came on, um, it probably would make logical sense if I read the story and then I told you about the workshop.
Okay, awesome.
What's and I'm just going to read, right? I'm not going to share screen.
You can do whatever you want. If you there's a YouTube version of the show. I don't know, like I think people would rather see you read it, but you can put you
Oh, no, that's okay.
yeah.
I'll read it. Wait, where is it now? This
These
is
are the parts that I cut out right now. These like long pauses.
How do I do this? What am I doing? All right. So I wrote this in June of 2023. So that's 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
And I was now going on 61. And then here it says I'm almost 60. But so this is called How Am I to Accept Death? I remember when my dad said, I'm starting to fade away. We all knew this was going to happen, including him. It would be his brain shutting down because of the lack of oxygen in his blood. It was a stunning statement to hear. It was one of the last moments my dad knew he was about to die. How am I to accept death? Last night I woke up at 3:30 a.m. The first thing I saw when my eyes opened was a thin, faint line of light running along the ceiling just above my bedroom window curtains. It was the world out there showing me its presence in the darkness of my sleep chamber. It was silent, subtle, but clear. Sitting on the other side of the window, waiting for me to wake, was the constancy of the world. For now, I'm its guest and have its blessing, which is a highly conditional free reign. But someday, no more guest privileges. The world will move on. I don't want to focus on this, but how am I to grow to be okay with it? Eventually, I fell back to sleep, woke up later, got out of bed, and started my day. The thin, faint line was gone, along with its subtle hint that the world, though welcoming, waits for no one. I carried on as usual, adhering myself to the unfolding pieces of my day. This is when I don't see the big picture, only the details. The big picture comes into focus when my narrow attention is halted at the train tracks and the obviousness of the fragility of my one life thunders by and rattles me into awareness. Sometimes it's something beautiful, like my nephew's new baby or the night sky. Sometimes it's a loss, like the passing of a stage of life or my dad's death a year ago. Those are the rare moments when the tangibility of time speaks to me. It has a quiet power because it knows it doesn't have to say a word. Time is a king among kings, a thief and a giver. It's a mirage that is also an apathetic deity that is also the only thing anyone has ever wanted more of. But the truth is, time does say words. It tells us repeatedly it's right here, right now, if we'd only wake up. I'm often conked out, rearranging words in a written draft, paying attention to others, solving daily mundane problems. Sometimes I can see what a god sees, exquisiteness. I'm no god, but it's all there for any of us to see, because why wouldn't such grandeur be on display? My sons are going off into the world, and this keeps me awake. When I'm with them, I pay attention completely. I drink in the high value of the moment. When I'm glad to be awake and drinking the preciousness of our dwindling time together, I also feel the impending loss. Time waits for no one. I wish there were more. Just like my dad, I can feel part of my life fading away. I'm thankful to notice. How am I to accept my life was enough? My mom's good friend recently lost her daughter, who was around the same age as me. I had a friend who once died before 30. She'd be in her 50s now. What I'm trying to say is I'm lucky to still be here. I've had plenty of time. Living this long is far longer than most humans who've ever lived. This makes me feel like a prize stallion, strong and rare. Yet, why do I feel like a beggar sometimes who only got bits and pieces? Why don't I see the scope of the wealth of my life these nearly 6 decades? I think this is key to accepting the inevitable. Am I being a downer? Maybe. Or maybe I'm a seeker of a finer outlook, gratitude for the abundance of goodness. Even when there was hardship, goodness came in the form of wisdom eventually. So either way, have I had an extensive career? No. I chose to be with my kids while they were home. Instead, I worked while they were in school, always doing something to be rooted in the working world. Would I choose this again? Yes. So why do I sometimes grieve the path I didn't take? I've never been to Italy either. Do I grieve Italy? No, because it's irrelevant. What's relevant is how much I had, not how much I didn't. What I had was extraordinary. What I didn't is incalculable, a number too large. When I think when I think of accepting death, it doesn't seem part of the deal to focus on options not taken. Acceptance is about a deep love for the miracle I had. The word miracle is an irony to me. It sometimes denotes the impossible. I've long wondered why we'd need impossible miracles when we have wildly beautiful, real miracles surrounding us. I wonder if the struggle to accept death has a bit to do with wanting impossible miracles. If so, then acceptance must surely come from reverent gratitude for the abundance we experienced on this teeny planet during this minuscule bit of time in the expanse of everything. In that sense, loving the moments we've had must be at the heart of our acceptance, not only of death, but life. Oh, yeah. The next show you should have like a comedian on.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes so. Yikes so.
I've written down so many. good whole mind games that we could. I think we might have to, you know, get the food ready. Heat the.
I'm ready.
I want to hear about the workshop now. I know that you went to this
Okay.
workshop and you wrote this like 2.5 years ago. You decided you were going to read it, and then you went to this workshop. So it's all kind of just lined up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I went to the workshop and then I had looked at the, yeah, I decided this after the workshop. I
Uh,
went on Saturday. Today's Friday. So I went last Saturday.
okay.
I'm coming up for recertification for coaching in 2027. So I'm taking another last couple classes this year.
Hmm.
And one of them is a monthly class. And the first discussion, which was this past Tuesday, was what do we do when death enters into the coaching session?
Hmm.
And I coach, so you're getting a little of my coaching info here. I
Yeah.
coach high school, college, post-college, ADHD, neurodiversity coaching. So a lot of I'm sitting there looking at the educational materials that we're supposed to look at before we come to class, and I'm
Hmm.
thinking, gosh, my teenagers never come and say, how do I process death? How do I accept my death? Like, and I'm thinking, I don't know how relevant this is going to be for me, but of course, I have middle-aged clients too, and yeah, somebody, your loved one dies, etc. So I
Hmm.
watched this TED Talk by what they say is the most well-known death doula out there. She wrote a New York Times bestseller. She's well-known. Alua Arthur, Alua Arthur. You can look her up. The TED Talk floored me. I mean, it really hooked me, I should say. As someone who likes to prepare, I'm a prepper. And I don't want to be caught like like off guard with death. And people are starting to die, have been dying. My grandparents, once you start going watching being there for deaths, you're like, huh, I think I need to like maybe next week, next month, next year, 5 years down the road, I should start thinking about this, right? So the TED Talk spoke to me and I looked her up online. And she's got a whole website and offers all these workshops and in-person retreats and stuff. And um lo and behold, there's a 3.5 hour workshop, a death awakening workshop, just days away. And I filled out the form. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. So I filled out the form and I sat there for 20 minutes, grappling with whether I should press purchase. Oh, Steph, do you want to do this? You have so much writing to do. And oh my God, this could be harrowing. What I think might have happened, what they very meticulously and I'm sure professionally um, minded, mentored, constructed was probably something similar from what I read. Um, the research they talk about in the professionally guided psychedelic therapy, where people take low dose psychedelics and then they're walked through a particular imaginary scenario. That's as much as I know. But then the observance of the brain is that it does change the brain, as far as I understand. And so after I came out of it, I had this experience that night of just this. I feel like it changed me irrevocably. I'm going to write about it. I'm going to talk about it. It was so utterly stunning. So Alua moderates the whole thing, 3.5 hours. And then her sister, who's been in Marvel movies, she's an actress and been in all these movies, I think small parts. She and I don't know if I should be sharing this because I don't know if like the surprise element, but I think not because I think they mentioned this, but essentially they walk you through in very detailed form, meticulously, your death. And it starts a little longer than 6 months out. And statistically, most people die by disease, not by a car crash.
Hmm.
So it's a disease, and you get the diagnosis. First, you get the funky test results, and the doctor wants to see you in person to tell you, go over the results, which is like a little alarming when you hear that. And then it walks you all the way through. And over the course of that, probably 2+ hours of just this story, interspersed are 15 little like Buddha bell, Zen bells, right? Don't gong, gong. And then so the story stops, pauses, and then Alua comes back in and she says in this like completely calm, safe voice, okay, so now she kind of restates, so now this just happened and you see this now. I want you to take one of your 15 cards and put it in a pile and say goodbye to it. The 15 cards you set up before at the beginning of the workshop, and you wrote the things most dear to you in these specific categories. And so now, the top three people and all these things, your life purpose, like what you're most grateful for about your body, like its function or something to that effect. All these things. And that was fascinating. So you're fully immersed in this imaginary scenario, and they they emphasize that death is inevitable. It's coming for every one of us, and they also emphasize safety through the whole imaginative process. So the voices are very safe and calm. That's reiterated. And as you take your last breath and move on, and they don't do a religious belief thing after your last breath, but they do kind of do this energy. So, in other words, it could speak to anybody. Your
Hmm.
energy floats up and something like that. So that you get this, it's not just this truncated thing at your last breath. It kind of takes you and passes you on wherever you think you're going to go, right?
Hmm.
Which I thought was also useful, having experienced this last breath. It wouldn't have been good to leave it there, I think. Um, it's sort of like it flows you back. It flows you through it somehow. And um, so my and oh, and your so like the 15 cards are your two favorite possessions, your two most dear possessions. So like for me, they were the first ones to go, but she said, and often they are, but you might hold, they might be something really special to you. So you'll maybe, put your favorite thing that you eat, your favorite taste. So all the senses were there, the five
Hmm.
senses. And initially I and the rest of my breakout room thought, who cares about these? Like, I don't care. But
Hmm.
that was another highly thought out part of it, is that apparently sound is the last sense to go. So you can hear things even when you're kind of in this zoned out state, drugged out, state,
Hmm.
like uh, pain or anxiety meds if you're freaking out, right?
Yeah.
But you start to realize, wow, this is happening. I'm getting closer and closer. And if so now maybe I get into a hospital bed or I really can't move around, I would still like to see the sunrise outside from my bed. I would still want to be connected to the moon as I can see it through the window. Yeah, I think I would like that. So I could see how the senses were important. Um, but so I walk downstairs and I'm by myself. And it, the overwhelming feeling was that I had died. I had experienced death. And here now, I had this not extra time. I really haven't processed it fully into words yet, but I had what was left from a brand new perspective. And and I am going to do the things I need to do, but of the things that I choose to do, like I'm going to either have fun with them, and I don't mean like I'm jamming and having a party, although that too, but it's
Hmm.
just this and it's not like this pleasure pursuit. It's more like enjoyment, like worrying less. Like I do kind of I have like I'm busy. I do a lot. And I've always been like that,
Yeah.
whatever it is, I sign up for the next thing so I can be go, 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 right? And so now I let things go. I've been noticing. And so I turned the music on my phone next to the sink and I started doing the dishes. And I was crying because the playlist I put on. And then I finish the dishes and I walk over to these like big windows in my kitchen and it's dark out so I can see my reflection. And I started dancing and have this jam session. And I noticed that I'm really actually a bad dancer. And all this time I thought I was super groove girl, but yeah, no, I'm like really bad. And that was okay. I was like, here I'm the 60-year-old woman and I like am grooving. I'm like, no, Stephanie, you look totally 60. You look plus 60 plus. And so I'm dancing and then it hit me and I started crying. And then it was these cutting, depraved, harrowing tears. And I'm squatting down and I couldn't, I mean, I could have stopped, but I kept going into it. And then I curled into a ball on the floor and I would have gotten up if I heard somebody come down from upstairs. But I just kept in there because what was happening, it's so hard to describe, but it was like I it wasn't like this apologetic, like sorrowful guilt feeling or something, but it was like this loving apology to myself for all the time I spent not being enough to myself. And then it was coupled with this life I have in front of me. I can't describe it. I feel about it so utter. It was like I got. Just try to imagine you got you died and they brought you back to life like a week later. So you're clearly dead. And now how would you feel about life? You're like, oh yeah, because I know this is going to happen for good. They told me this is a second chance, some wacko first time ever invention they did from, okay, AI maybe. And they brought me back to life and and oh yeah, no, no, no. I see this way different now. And so I'm having these tears. Like I went to Costco to prepare for the snow. I went to several stores. So I went to Costco and, I'm walking to my car and I pass this man and like a 14-year-old boy. And they are so having fun with each other and they're so comfortable with each other. And it looked like the dad and son.
Mhm.
And then so I'm loading up my stuff and I'm peeking at them and I know what I want to do. And I do this anyway. This is like help, welcome to me. Um I waited and the stars aligned. The son went into the car and the father went to go bring his cart to the return rack. And I really fast, or no, I took mine already and put mine away. I'm still watching them. And so I scurried over to the rack and I said, is that your son? And I've learned, so here, look at me, like you can see me and you can see how I talk. For whatever reason, I can actually knock on complete strangers' doors and ask what their siding color is because I'm putting new siding on. And then we exchange emails and like they don't think that I'm like a murderer. Like I just seem to get away with being friends with anybody. And
Yeah.
so he looked at me a little funky, like, why am I asking that? But then, and he said, yeah. And I said, I just want to tell you that it's obvious that you're a really amazing dad. Like you're a really great dad. And I meant it like you could see it. And he was very touched. And
Mm.
like, and then I went to my car and I just couldn't stop crying. And it's the same tears as in a ball on the kitchen floor because
Mm.
okay, that was good. And I do normally do that, but I do it differently now. I value so much. I like to be nice to people. It's pretty awesome. It's fun.
Mhm.
It's like, it is really fun and it doesn't take that much. Strangers and it's connection. And but it just the experience of it is just far different. It's so much more valuable, or so much more precious, or it's so much more something I can't tell you. But
Mm,
it's so interesting to see that I said that such similar stuff in 2023 in that
yeah.
piece. But we know it, but maybe now I experience it on a different level. Like I know it differently from that workshop. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, wow, this is so powerful.
Yeah, seriously.
It feels like you're like as you talk to the father in the parking lot and as you talk to the person working at the Wegmans that you're talking to yourself and them simultaneously. Like it's like, man, this is really hard to describe.
I know, right?
This is way out. This is like the weirdest analogy that just came to my mind. Like it's completely off topic, but
Yeah,
it's
go
but
for
it's
it.
but it's not.
Yeah.
So I used to teach. I was a professor at NC State, and all my students, nearly all my students, I taught a senior class. So all of my students in this one class were all seniors,
Mm,
and they're all getting ready. Like something is ending in their life. They're coming to the end of college, and the future is industry or wherever they're going next. Like maybe they're going to med school, it's biomedical engineering. They'd be going to med school, they'd be going to industry, a few other places,
mm,
grad school.
mm,
Um, and every year I'd have the same problem arise where the seniors wished that there was a better alumni network. The seniors wished that they had more access to
mm,
the afterlife. The
mm,
seniors wish they had more access
mm.
to the alumni that were in industry or were doctors or like
Oh,
networking.
okay.
Networking is so important.
Hmm.
Networking is so important. You know, you're like looking for a job, looking to grad school. It's like that network is so important, and they wished for this network with the alumni,
Hmm.
and they craved it so much. And they'd be doing things to try to solve the problem. They'd be hosting, um,
Mm,
like alumni come in and give a talk about life in industry, and they would try to like drum up activities to create connections with the alumni.
mm,
And every year I would tell the students, if you want to solve this problem, you need to go develop a relationship with the freshmen and the sophomores right now. You need to go and make friends with the sophomores.
mm,
And
mm.
it's like, if I'm like, just think about it. If you would just go make friends
Interesting.
with the sophomores, and if the next year those seniors made friends with the sophomores, and the next year they made friends with the sophomores, and year after year the
Mm.
seniors took the time to make friends with the sophomores, when the sophomores became the seniors,
That's so brilliant.
there's something about your story. There's something about your story that's like talking to the young father, talking to the person in the grocery store. It's like talking to your younger self. It's like the senior talking
Mm,
to the sophomore.
mm,
It's like creating
mm,
a future where they don't have to be crying on the floor about not being enough because they got to hear that they were enough multiple
mm.
times. And if everybody that was older, if everybody that was where we are, or if everybody that was approaching death looked and said, "This isn't what I want and what I need," if we all turned and talked to like the
Yes, you're
you are
so
enough.
smart. I think you're right. That was spot on. I was thinking, I was going with like, that's a really great, it's not going to solve the seniors that year problem, but it's great for the future, right? Like, that's how you do it. That's how my kids got hired with this startup that got bought by AMD, is that 2 years ahead of them, my oldest, he was working for the startup. And so he knew him. Quinn's now coming in, and so that's how it all started. And that's how a bunch of them, they all said to each other, anybody who, what's open, who's hiring, can you put my name for it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know all this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, but the for the seniors, yeah, that's exactly right. I think that's so smart. Yeah. I mean, of course, that's what I'm doing. I want them to feel bad. Like I'm trying to do a kindness, right? And
Yeah.
oh, the face of that guy at the grocery store. That's what put me into tears. Like they need this, like whatever, who's ever slammed or hard, they need some support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Common knowledge. But that's right, the way you put it. I kind of had that's a nuanced kind of clarity there. Yeah. And also like the way you describe it with the alumni thing, that's kind of ah how do I want to say? For me, I'm over here, the subject is death, not hiring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And life, and it's all this emotional, like purposeful emotional stuff. And over there it seems kind of the hiring part seems like not logistics, but um like technicality or practicality or, you know. But I think over here in the death part it's the same thing. In fact, actually
Mm-hmm.
even more so. The whole point of the workshop is to help people with this really big conundrum, this really big challenge, this fear that lives in us for so long. Die, I'm gonna die, which gets bigger and bigger depending on circumstances, your age. And that's a practicality. That's a thing. This is a practicality that's going to happen to us, just like getting
Mm-hmm.
hired, just like graduating from school. These are like things that we do.
But even if they show it to us, it's not understandable. Like, I don't know. I mean, if I show someone who's never been an entrepreneur before, never started their own company, never, I coach entrepreneurs, so you can show them this is what it's like, this is how it is, but they don't know it. They don't really realize it until they go through it themselves. So like no matter how much you talk to, students about life after college or whatever, they don't really know it. They don't really know it until they're there. And so like they're passing through this gate. I almost feel like God could be looking us right in the face and being like, "Hey, yo, this is it. Like this is what's after the thing." And it's like, yeah, I don't get it. I'm not seeing it. But the reality is that those seniors wish they had a connection to the afterlife.
Uh-huh.
I mean, in this metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah.
And it's like yeah, if everyone on the planet was aging with a feeling like of I my life has been enough, wouldn't that be?
Yeah. Bingo. Exactly. So like you're coaching the entrepreneur, you're coaching the senior, right?
Hmm.
And when I tell that father, like when we coach, we can't tell them. We're not giving them instructions, but we're helping them to develop the tools within them that
Yeah,
they'll then take off, right? So,
yeah.
so like connections, your connections is going to help you to take off, let's say. That's the practical thing, or whatever information. A lot of it's right, confidence. Also, where do I find my tools or my knowledge and all that stuff?
Hmm.
And so, exactly, what is the one thing that could be really helpful? And now I'm so amazed, like it's interesting that I put this kind of a bit of this in the story, is that it just matters what we did, not what we didn't do, like that point of it. And so it's helpful when you're, according to that workshop, what I saw is that, okay, no, 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 no. I'm not having 500 more years here. I'm having days. And so what did happen? And was it, was it good, And if I tell that father, it was good from what I see, at least from what I see in that parking lot, it looked pretty good. And you're
Hmm.
right. It's kind of, that's like not quite coaching, it's more telling, but you know, it's like you're validating or affirming that what you got going over there looks worth it. Like it was a good run, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really, really good point. It's a really, really good point. This is like a really fun conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, death, right?
Death is such a fun topic. I, uh,
Hell
I,
yeah.
I'm a little, I wanna transition to whole mind games soon, but there's one thing that you said that I do wanna, about being a coach.
Yeah.
You talked about, you come up for like a recertification soon, and, uh, I'm curious to hear a little bit more about that. I understand the world of coaching just enough to be dangerous. My wife is
Mhm.
a nurse who's gone on to be a holistic wellness coach,
Mhm.
and she's gone through like a board certification,
Mhm.
and she's got a professional license to do what she does.
Mhm.
And as I was like, wow, I'm a coach. And I've got I got a PhD in biomedical engineering. But I don't have any board certification. And so I started to become fascinated by the world of coaching and who gets to call themselves coach.
Mhm.
And it's like the wild, wild west. It's like anybody can hang
Anybody,
up a
anybody.
shingle and call themselves
Yeah.
coach. So I just want to hear a little bit about like what is the certification that you have, and I kind of want people that anybody that's like say listening to the show, I want them to know when they're looking for a coach, make sure that that coach has some credentials beyond
Yeah. Yeah.
just saying, hi, I'm a coach.
I agree. Yeah. Um, Yeah, because I do ADHD coaching. So, and my whole kind of world is hooked into CHAD, which is Children and Adults with ADHD. It's the professional organization in the United States, medical, psychological, psychiatric. And then the coaching is part of that. I go to
Hmm.
the annual conferences. They're pretty awesome and rock and roll and pricey, but anyway, it's fun. And da, da, da. So, and I work in collaboration with therapists often. Um, so I think probably any kind of coaching, the more you know about first of all, the topic that the branch that you're coaching. So the education piece is just imperative. And I
Hmm.
could do harm if I didn't know about this. And I am a geek, I'm so grateful I was born a geek. I am so highly curious, but I'm also late diagnosed ADHD, and that is one of the features, though not everybody that's curious has ADHD, but so I geek out on the brain, like neuroscience, and I have no degree in any of it, but and then neurodiversity and all that stuff. And then of course the conferences. I'm also part of the ACO, ADHD's Coaches Organization, which is the main organization in the US. I put on monthly presentations, which is a lot of work. And now I do cartoons for other coaches. We put them on for other coaches. And now one of my cartoons is featured every month. More work, but
Yeah.
more fun. It's good. I'm glad they decided to do that. Um, so anyway, yeah, so one of the Chad came down and said these are the main accredited um, programs for certification in ADHD, and the one I went through, or I go through, the one I trained through is one of them. Coaching is, ICF, let's just say that, International Coaching Federation. Um, we are not a regulated industry, which is what you kind of were
Yeah.
referring to.
Right.
So, but yeah, and hopefully that'll change eventually, and that's what all the
Hmm.
certification is probably moving towards. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so I tend to take a bazillion classes, but that's because I think it's fun and interesting. And some of the classes I've been taught, like our organization or the program that I go through, they bring in some of the big names in the industry and they'll teach a class, which is pretty cool and fun.
Hmm.
Doctors, psychiatrists, clinical psychologists. So that's fun. And I just happened upon this through life.
Yeah.
And the woman who founded the program when in the 80s, 70s, I don't know. She's an MCC, Master Certified Coach. There are only so many in the world. She just changed, this whole thing changed my life. It
Hmm.
changed my life. And I love my clients to tears. I love them. I bring humor, closeness, unconditional acceptance, which is you need to.
Hmm.
Um, And I was doing middle age for a while, but then and somehow I got like a younger client and I realized, you know what? Oh, and I get late diagnosed, middle, okay. And I thought, wow, what if I could mitigate? What if I could get in earlier and help somebody early on to start to build awareness? And the main thing that they say is like one of the main purposes in the whole field in general, but certainly coaching is to say this is a brain-based condition. You're not a moral failure, period. So let's start. Let's start down that journey,
Hmm.
self-acceptance, self-awareness, and then, building skills and stuff. So, but I had this thought. I told some of my longer term clients, we joke and stuff, and I said, I have this idea that in my initial intro call, discovery call, where you're getting to know each other and they're going to decide whether I'm the right coach. I said, I think I should tell them that my coaching is a scam. And they're like, what? I'm like, hear me out, hear me out. And this is like probably par for the course for how I am. Okay. So I've got the joke going, right? And they're like, what are you talking about? What? And I was like, but seriously, think about it. You come and you're this unbelievable, I'm going to cry. You're this exquisite human being and you share your life with me and you become vulnerable. I'm vulnerable. We're partners. Coaching is a partnership. And and then, we meander our way and and you start climbing up that mountain of like epiphany and you articulate something in a way that I have never done before. And you
Hmm.
bring out an insight that it's just a slightly different angle than I'd ever seen before.
Hmm.
And I'm inspired by you,
Yeah.
and I'm moved by you, and I'm educated by you, and I'm charging you for that. So that's a scam. So I've got them kind of like teary-eyed, but I mean it. I'm serious. And I'm
Yeah.
teary-eyed. And then I go, and I'm charging you for that. That's a scam. And then they burst out laughing. But I was like, I don't think I should because sometimes the parents show up and I can't say that in front of the parents. Probably they're not going to get the joke. But I say that to say that that's how profound it is to partner with somebody, especially somebody younger than, a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
And I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. They're all different and I love them. They're all different. And so they've got like some really cool special traits and abilities and personalities. And yeah, geez.
Yeah. Yeah. I am so down with that attitude. First of all, kudos to you for going through all the training to be, to hold a certification because not everybody does that. Um, and a lot of people go into to coaching looking for a solution, and um, really good coaches are not there to give solutions, right? It's going to happen. I in I the class that I taught with these seniors, it was at the end of the day, it was this biomedical innovation and design. It was a senior design was the name of the class, but the idea was to come up with something novel,
Mhm.
and I would I would say to them, like just think about it for a second, like the the hope for all of us is that there's a light bulb. Like there's going to be this moment in your head where it's going to be like,
Mm.
ding, like, oh my God, I would have never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, think about this for a minute. Like, if you know what that is, it doesn't count, right? It doesn't count as a as an aha. You
Mm-hmm.
can't have an aha if you knew it before it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know it before it, then it's not an aha either, right? Like if so
Mm-hmm.
anything that we like, let's just like agree, like with the whole class, let's just all agree that if any of us in this room knows this light bulb exists, then
Mm-hmm.
it's by definition not an aha.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So so we have to set up all the conditions and it is about being vulnerable. It's about
Mm-hmm.
non-attachment. It's about sharing and and I thought being a college professor was the biggest scam on the planet because I'm in a room of like, 40 brilliant young people and
Oh my gosh.
I'm learning from them every day in the classroom. I'm learning from them more than I can possibly teach
It make me
anybody.
cry. I can't imagine that. That would be incredible. And they're so invested, or they
Yeah,
can be, right? Yeah.
they can be. Yeah. And I, well, I, and I created an environment where
Mm.
it was not like a dictatorship. It was not like this is the class, then here's what you will do. I created a class where I set up the ingredients for innovation. And it was like, I don't know how many light bulbs are going to go off,
Mhm,
but the
mhm,
idea is that light bulbs are going to go off. And so they were the ones lighting up the room, you know. And
oh gosh.
so yeah, I guess the really good coaches and really good teachers, it is a scam sort of.
It's a total scam.
We'll make sure that those are not the snippets that we put in like there's there's AI. I have this here's where I use AI because I think this whole thing is like a one person show. And so I use AI to create shorts,
Yeah.
and put the shorts on TikTok or whatever. I guarantee that the AI is going to go in there and put like,
Fine
coach says
scam.
coaching is a scam. That's definitely when it gets taken out of context.
Yeah.
I appeared on this podcast and my whole career went down the drain because all my stuff got taken out of context. I want to play the whole mind game with you.
Let's do it. I've never done this. It's so fun.
We got a couple of ways to go. So, one option is to, if you have like a tension that you came in with that you're like, ooh, 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 I want to play with this one.
Hmm.
Another thing that I like that I do is as you read your story, I try to pull out like tensions to play with.
Oh,
Um, so I'll be happy to share with you the ones that
yeah.
I wrote down.
Yeah, go. I don't have any. I mean, I'd have to sit here and think, but yeah.
Okay, so the ones, I mean, all the ones that I wrote down, and then I'll just say the one that I liked the best right off the bat um, was Thief and Giver.
Hmm.
The other one, which was at the very top of the list, was Death and Life.
Hmm.
Uh, I heard Beautiful and Loss.
Hmm.
I heard Wealthy and Beggar.
Hmm.
I heard Possible and Impossible, or Impossible and Possible Miracles.
Hmm.
And then I heard Death and Awakening,
Hmm.
which was the name of, I think it's brilliant. So actually, the name of the workshop that you went to was Death Awakening.
Right.
I think that this game is sort of like a cheat code to really awesome branding.
Hmm.
It's like the Gran Turismo or the GT is this car that's like two different things. It's like a race car and it's a luxury car, but you
Hmm.
wouldn't have those two things. But when you put it
Hmm.
together, you get a GT.
Hmm.
And so I always find that it's like, oh yeah, when this like whole mind game is like a hack for. taking things that wouldn't normally be together and putting them right together. And when you do, it resonates
Mm,
so much.
mm,
It just has
mm,
a very high frequency. When you name something two opposite things, it has this very high frequency. So like Death
mm,
Awakening, it's like, yes, it's
mm.
in this
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah,
mind
yeah.
space.
Right, right, right.
Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so beautiful loss, thief giver, wealthy beggar, impossible possible, death and life, or death and awakening.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'm drawn to beautiful loss and
Mhm.
thief giver's interesting and wealthy beggar, but thief giver, beautiful loss.
I feel like thief giver is that's the one that I underlined.
Oh yeah?
The two that I underlined to play was thief giver and death life because they're really like,
Uh-huh.
and thief giver it's like there's something about it that's a little bit more everyday, like
Hmm.
are you a thief or what, thief giver, they seem like very different people. And you talked about time being both a thief and a giver. So how
Yeah,
does
yeah.
time get to be both of those things?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, you're right. Because people can be thieves and givers in a way, right? Kind of too, right?
yeah, and this is so let's see where it goes.
That's a
Let's play thief and giver.
that's a curious one.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I read your thing like twice and I already forgot, so you be in charge.
Yeah, this is I get to facilitate the conversation, so
Yeah.
I'll take it away. Yeah, six questions. I'm going to ask the best and the worst of each side of
Right.
these things.
Yeah.
Um, and then we'll write them down. The goal is to try to get to one word or a short phrase, which I'm
Okay.
terrible at. Usually I blab away when I'm playing, and then if I'm playing with, say, my wife, she's like, so after you've spoken for half an hour, can you boil that down to one or two words, Andrew? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's the game that I made up is supposed to do that. Uh, yeah, and then at the end, when we do like the best of the best, takes like the words that represent the best of each side, and we
Okay.
try to come up with a new like synergy phrase. And
Hmm.
then the worst of the worst is like this trap, or the dark side of the two things together. Thief and giver. Let's start with thief.
Hmm.
What is the best thing about a thief?
Am I the only one making words or you are too?
We will both make words.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Oh gosh. He- this is why I was debating choosing it because I couldn't imagine this.
Yeah. What's the best thing about a thief? It could be about being a thief or just about a thief, about encountering a thief or about theft. You can think of it like a prompt. You can take it anywhere.
It's so hard. Oh, do I tell you? Or I write it?
Yeah. Tell me.
Wait, is transference means it transfers, something transfers from one to the other, I think, right? Transference?
We can make it be whatever we want it to be. So we're going to call it transference. So
Yes.
the best part about being one of a good thing about a thief is they transfer stuff.
Yeah,
Transference.
I'm thinking of like if the thief robbed from the rich and gave to like he went to this poor community, he's like he or she's taking it and then bringing it to like a starving area. That like I'm trying to think of that or transference.
So you're saying, well, what you're saying, I'm hearing is that one of the
No,
best
no.
things about a thief is they're taking from the wealthy. They're taking from people that have things.
Well, let's say that's the situation. Maybe I'm not really getting to the core of thievery.
Hmm.
The Was this easy for you?
No. And I can take it very different ways. I mean, I can take it like the best part of being a thief. Uh,
Oh,
and I
okay.
could, like what is the best if like make believe were time, and what is the best part of being a thief?
Being a thief. Am I saying it?
You can say, yeah. It's not
I
like
guess.
it's not a hidden game. We say
Okay. Thrill?
thrill. Yeah, okay. It's thrilling. It can be thrilling to be a thief.
Like we nabbed it. We got the Picasso, baby.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, it is thrilling. I used to steal stuff as a kid just for the thrill of it, right? I
Really?
mean,
Okay. Like I figure if you
still a
make
pack of
it through,
gum.
it's dangerous, and then you got the thing, the prize,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
running away.
Hmm.
Like that's the only way I could get there is by imagining myself as a thief. Because
Yeah.
yeah, okay, cool. I did it.
You did it. The best. Yeah, I love it. It's like it's thrilling to be a
Yeah.
thief. Uh, I, I'm gonna say another good thing about being a thief is it's kind of freeing in a way. Like you don't really. I don't feel like a thief is working for the man. You know, like a thief
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
doing. They're just like making their way in the world. You know, just thievering away. So it feels free.
It's gig work, that's for sure.
Gig work. It's thrilling. It's freeing. I
Yeah.
think, you know, what is the worst thing about being a thief?
Okay, I'm a thief.
You're a thief. What's the worst thing about it?
If I'm like a real professional thief,
Hmm.
not not like first timer and like a newbie.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a real professional thief, either way the stakes are high. I say danger.
Danger.
Like if I'm a thief,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, what's the worst thing? It's going to be danger. Because if I don't get it, I'll go to the next 7-Eleven and try to steal it or wherever,
Hmm.
or the next bank.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
if I get caught, I'm screwed.
Hmm.
Or if I get caught, then I might do something in response, because they'll have guns, right? And they'll shoot.
Hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they go into 7-Eleven, that's or whatever, these stores, they get caught and then they shoot the gun. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. The consequences. It's
The
dangerous.
consequences.
Yeah. Worst part about being a thief is it's dangerous. What is the worst part about being a thief? Um, when you take something from somebody, you might be taking more than monetary value. You don't necessarily know what you're stealing. You know, it could just be some money, right? But you're also stealing, people's time, people's livelihoods. Like people have been going to work, earning things, and then now you're stealing it, and it's like it's like soul sucking is the I think the worst part about being a thief is it's soul sucking. That's the word that I have for it.
Okay. So your thief has a conscience.
My thief has a conscience. Yeah.
If I went there, I'd never be able to get the words. Soul sucking.
uh,
Yeah. Like I think so too.
yeah,
It's either you're super high professional or gung ho
yeah,
or you have to or something. But even if it's a have to, I think you're not all in and then it's soul sucking.
yeah.
If
And I
there's
mean,
some
what
doubt,
I mean by soul sucking is I mean I'm sucking other people's souls.
oh, okay. Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah, like the worst thing about being a thief is that my living is made by sucking other people's souls.
And what's worse, what's bad about that for the thief? Oh, that's right. We could come at it whichever way.
Yeah,
Like,
we can come out with
okay.
it. But yeah, I mean, even I guess as a thief, when I lay in bed at night,
Yeah.
I can be like, I love being a thief. It's thrilling. It's freeing. I can do whatever I want. And I could be laying in bed at night being like, man, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sucking the
Yeah.
souls out of other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I feel like I can think about it as the thief.
I think that's right. Like I agree because it's probably for most of the time, right? This is desperation or this the only option maybe, or like you were raised this way, or you got influenced this way, got in with people that influenced you, and then
Hmm.
um it's a two-way street, like
Hmm.
you feel like you got to do it,
Yeah.
but it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our the giant tech companies thieves? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
do you have to be
yeah, yeah,
destitute to be a thief, you know?
yeah, 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 yeah. True, true. Or the scam, like the what you call it, the big monetary scams and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That
yeah,
kind of thievery doesn't necessarily take
yeah,
a destitute person. You know,
yeah,
and I guess this is honestly, I feel like I want to say that this best and worst of being a thief is really, I'm thinking of it from my frame as a, you know, fairly successful person. Like the idea, if I try to put myself in the mind of someone who's like literally living on the street,
yeah.
then like the best part about being a thief might be like getting to eat some
Survival,
food. Yeah.
survival. Yeah, right.
Survival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And the worst part might be, yeah. So I think we need to frame it by, um,
You have to pick your thief.
yeah, pick our thief. I'm just kind of like I'm, I'm feeling like I'm a very high profile thief who's like, you know, the Elon Musk kind of a thief, you know? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the show canceled. Um, all right, let's see what happens when we go to Giver.
Hmm. Okay,
What
giver.
what is the best part about being a giver?
Well, for me, it's gratitude. I'm such a gratitude
Hmm.
weirdo. Like that's just my like top zenith position.
Hmm. Yeah, the best part about being a giver. One thing I like about it is there's this interesting frame of, in some ways, I feel like it's this weird, so it goes into another, it kind of goes into another divergence, but it has to do with eyes off me and on me at the same time. Around Christmas time, say, I'm not a fan of receiving gifts because I feel like everybody's looking at me,
Uh-huh.
you know, so I prefer to give gifts because I enjoy like that feels better.
Hmm.
But then there's something that also feels, you want to be recognized for giving gifts, right? You want to be like, want to be recognized as someone that's generous, which is kind of selfish.
Hmm.
Um,
Right. The philosophical conundrum of altruism.
but yeah, I don't, I feel like the best part about being a giver is it's about, it's just about rate, it's a raising all ships kind of a thing. I like to see, I like to see my community lifted up. I like to see the people around me happy. I just like to
Yep.
see, like,
Yep.
I feel like I'm part of building a better place.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna put raise ships. I don't have like a good other way to say it.
And that's sort of what I'm saying. Like, and when the ships are raised, I get grateful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it feels good. The whole thing just feels good.
Like you're grateful that it can happen at all. That
Yeah, so what's the worst part about being a giver?
loss of self or like, the people pleasing thing,
Hmm.
um, but I think there's more nuance. Like, yeah, people pleasing means what? What's the essence? Like, what does that land on? Oh, well, you're using multiple words. So,
Yeah,
um,
you don't have to make one word. Yeah, it can be a
yeah,
short phrase. Yeah.
loss of self.
Yeah, loss of self. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just like you give and give and give and kind of forget even who you are, or
Yeah.
you forget to give to yourself. Um, you forget to take. Yeah, I'm gonna say burnout,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm a giver and I give and I give, but then I burned out.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is so fun.
Now, what's fun about this is the whole time I've been trying to imagine myself as time, because in your story, time is a giver and a
Oh,
thief.
Mm.
this is this now we get into some of the fun parts. So the words we wrote down, so the best of the best, if we were to so here's where like I think instead of choosing this or that, like do you choose to be a thief or a beggar or I mean, do you choose to be a thief or a giver? And it's like you choose one or the other. But what we're doing here is like choosing both. Um, so the best of thief was thrill and freeing. The best of giver was gratitude and raising ships. Thrill, freeing, gratitude, raise ships. Just thinking of those four words,
Oh, now we choose a word or
a
couple
word
words
or a
that
short
mean
phrase.
that
Yeah,
that combine that like encompasses all of them.
yeah, not necessarily thinking um about one word or the other.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
thinking it like using those as prompts, just saying like
yeah.
you just walked into a room and it's like, I've got
Okay.
four words for you, like
Yeah.
thrilling, freeing, gratitude, raise all ships, feels good.
Yeah.
What's the essence of those words?
Okay. This is the best. So it's just one word for the whole thing, for the whole game, correct?
Yeah, or a phrase or a short phrase.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well,
It's like what kind of person
like I'm thinking,
is thrilling, freeing, has gratitude, raises all ships, feels good? What kind of person is that? Who is that?
yeah, I'm like going towards like this unlocatable or unplaced, unlocatable, unplaced, placeless. Um, like I don't know if I want to say acceptance, okayness,
Who like chillness, like the dude?
like being acceptance, unlocatable. I don't know. I think relationship, so unlocatable. It's like something that combines being and acceptance. Like I'm going to say unlocatable. I don't know. It's hard for me to put acceptance over like in terms of thrill, but okayness.
Unlocatable okayness.
Okay, that's bad poetry right there.
I want to see a poem that's titled
Bad
Unlocatable
okayness.
Okayness.
Oh, oh. I
Uh,
just robbed a store. Oh,
I think so. What I wrote down was entertaining.
entertaining.
Like what is thrilling, freeing, it raises all ships, gratitude feels good. It's drawing a cartoon and putting it out for all the kids to see. Like
Mhm.
it's being an entertainer. Like I think imagine being, I don't know, a comedian and standing if you were to like if you were to really synergize
Mm,
it's being
mm,
a coach, right? Like you're like, oh, you
mm,
know what? Being a coach
mm,
is it's a scam, right? Actually, it's funny. We foretold it. You foretold it. You're like, being a coach is a scam, and I'm like, being a teacher is a scam. And why? It's like, I
mm,
mean, coaches need to be entertaining and interesting. Teachers need to be entertaining and interesting. But
mhm,
it's like it's kind of thrilling, like to stand in front of a classroom.
mhm,
It's there's something thrilling about it.
mm,
And you're a thief, you're
mhm,
receiving these ideas from your
mm,
clients, right? So it's a
mhm,
scam, we're thieves,
mhm,
we're benefiting from this, but like I'm
mm,
thinking like now if you really raise it up, like
mhm,
really synergize these two words, you end up with like entertainer, you end up with Eddie Murphy, you end up with like a
mm.
comedian who's on stage and it's
I
like
see. Yeah, yeah,
right? They're like money's pouring at them, cheers are
yeah.
coming to them, they're just receiving all of this stuff. It's got to be thrilling, right, to be on that stage.
Boy, that's good.
They're giving, like
Yeah,
they're giving their soul to the audience,
yep,
right?
yep,
So like who are these who is the best of the best of thief and giver? It's like your favorite band, your favorite
yeah.
comedian.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's good. I say yes to that. I put a star in a circle.
I gotta say, like, I think I say it every freaking time, but it seems like I never know what's gonna happen when we play the game. I never know what words we're gonna do. I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
know what's gonna happen, and it feels so fun every time.
Yeah, yeah. I can see
Um,
that. My gosh.
all right, the worst of the worst. So the words to like slurry up in the brain: dangerous, soul-sucking, loss of self, burnout.
Yeah. Fun stuff. This one's maybe a little easier.
I think I have something.
Okay, what?
Nah,
I have to go first. Um,
you don't have to go
well, I was
first.
like, it was like crash or boom or something like that.
Right.
No, like crash. I was thinking annihilation, but no, not annihilation, but well, no. Like I was thinking, in a speech bubble in a cartoon, it would have the asterisks and then
hmm
crash, or
hmm
the cars crashing, and then it would have the word crash coming off with like
hmm
lines, like the car crash. But like,
Yeah.
so the moment of the crash, or
Think about, so let's try this. The way we played it like being a thief, right? Like the best part of being a thief and the worst part of being a thief. And so it kind of, it's like if I was the best of the best, what could I be? What could I work towards? So like the best,
oh, I see
if
what you
if
mean.
I were to be the best of a thief and a giver, I might be a cartoonist or a coach or a teacher. I might be an
Okay,
entertainer, a comedian, a musician.
I see.
So
Okay.
if I was to start to move, if I saw my life moving towards the worst of these two, of
Uh,
this duality,
yeah. What would I
what
be?
kind of person would I be turning into if I was turning
Oh,
into someone who is dangerous, someone who is soul sucking, someone who has a loss of self, someone who's just burnt out? Who am I moving in that direction?
bereft, emptied.
Emptied. Yeah. Yeah. I put thoughtless and zombie. Thinking in terms of like if I'm just sort of a thoughtless zombie, just kind of wandering through life without really thinking, that could be really dangerous.
Hmm.
It could I could be putting myself into very dangerous positions without really even thinking about it.
Mm. Hmm.
I could be sucking the lives out of other people just because I'm not really being thoughtful with my words and my actions.
Hmm.
I've lost myself. I'm at work. I'm just going into work every day and just like going through the motions. So it feels like a loss of self and burnout. I'm just like this thoughtless, wandering zombie
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And that goes with emptied. So I like it.
yeah,
Like that would not be fun.
a bereft, emptied, thoughtless zombie.
I like it. I mean, I don't, but oh gosh. Sad for the zombie.
Yeah, it's like now they're together. It's the entertainer, it's the piano man, the entertainer, the best of the best. And in the bar, where the piano's being played is the bereft, emptied, thoughtless zombie hating life.
Right. Like the piano man, and when that the zombie says that line, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to channel when I'm writing
Mhm.
this particular scene. So that's why I was
Yeah,
thinking of it. It probably
yeah.
came on my playlist. I'm sure it did.
Well, you can channel the bereft, empty, thoughtless zombie, and
Yeah.
and you can channel the entertainer.
That's funny. That's so funny. Everything's everything converges. Wait, so now we do, is that it? Or now we do one word or no?
Sometimes I forget to do this is I've actually forgotten to do it a couple of times and just ended the show, and now it's over.
Oh God, it's 2:20. Wow, that went so
I,
fast.
I did that with my wife and I played one of these. I forget what our topic. it was what was the topic we played? It doesn't matter. But at the end of the game, I was like, okay, there we go. And she's like, no, no, wait, there's one more part. And I was like, oh yeah, the one more part is to say now what might you do different tomorrow? Like knowing that there's this duality of if you were in a place where you had to choose to be a thief or to be a giver, or knowing that it was born from your story. Time is
Yeah.
both a thief and a giver. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I've sort of uncovered this synergy side of the unlocatable okayness entertainer,
Yeah.
and I've uncovered this other side of the bereft, emptied, thoughtless zombie. How might I
Yeah.
do something a little bit different tomorrow? What might you do differently in Wegmans tomorrow?
Yeah.
um, After having this conversation.
And then we come with a word or we describe it or
No, you just talk about like a few,
oh,
just a couple things that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna change. And you don't have to have an answer right now, too. I mean,
yeah.
well,
I have
it's kind of like coming out of that workshop and being
yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
this is going to change my life. I'm going to write about it. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is yet.
Yeah. I have an answer because it just happened
Oh,
a few minutes before I got on this call.
ooh, okay.
Yeah. Um, in a nutshell, and my my siblings will never watch this, I'm sure. And I'm not going to say anything, but I told you we're having a snowman competition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. So
Mm-hmm.
there a text thread went out and I have I'm the oldest of four, and there were two people on the thread that first it was fun and funny and we were, excited. Yeah, I'm totally gonna do it and hopefully we get snow, blah blah blah. And then somehow somebody broke the chain, broke the wonderful vibe and posted um a a like a cruel political image of a snowman or whatever from
Mm-hmm.
one side, and then another person came in and just went to town posting from another side, another snowman from another side. And then they went to town with each other, and then they said, I peace out. I'm finally gonna say I don't want to have contact with you anymore. This happened just before I got on the call.
Holy cow. Okay.
And I'm the oldest. I'm the I said not too long ago, I said, when my mom passes, I'm in charge, which is funny because I'm not like that at all. But
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm going to get everybody in line. We're going to stay together. We're not going to. And and I was thinking, you know, I don't know if I'll do it. It would take me time. I have to process the workshop myself.
Mm-hmm.
But if I imagine, and also let me just preface by saying who knows how you'll see, how any of us will see our lives or interpret our lives, even in this moment, whether or not that's grounded in somewhat reality according to our external community, like maybe we think we've been the best person, but we've actually meted out hardships, and vice versa. Maybe we think we've just been a failure, but actually people say, oh my God, you touched me so much, right? So everybody has their own awareness of things. Um, but I think sometimes, at least with some capacity to view yourself with some, you know, objectivity, right? And having some awareness of situations. Awareness is key for anything like coaching. You can't change nothing if you have no idea that it exists, right? Um, I don't know if it's my place. And I wouldn't probably speak to that particular text thread, but maybe I wouldn't mind the idea of writing out, not going in a text. I don't think going in an email. I think maybe going in a letter, in a card, and saying, hey, I just wanted to tell you guys about this workshop I went through and how profoundly it brought me to see how I want to spend my time going forward and who I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that I'm in a world of conflict and upheaval, and it's been like that since we evolved. Like, jaguars were eating us. I always use jaguar. I have no idea if jaguars ate us, but like we've always had danger, and then we created ourselves, et cetera, et cetera. I'll have to go. And um and yes, I would say humans will give their lives for another human, and they'll create genocide. So we are a complex, we're a mammal, right? And um and and you're here, you are looking at the end of your life. What mammal did you want to be? I know that war exists. I know that danger exists and that, it's a complex world. And just throwing the question out there, like, what will you have been so grateful that you saw, that you hold as you take in your last breath? And I'll just leave it at that. And I'm contemplating that. Maybe I'll just send it to the giant extended family. And it won't really address that necessarily, but people can take it and apply it however they want. Maybe I will. I don't know. But that's what I think when you say this in this game.
Wow. Yeah. I imagine that you're going to do it so well because you're an entertainer.
I'm gonna do a cartoon.
You're going to write something beautiful and you're not going to be preaching to anybody. You're just going to say, "Hey, I went to a workshop and here's what I experienced." And you're going to say it in a way that's going to make us all think,
Mhm.
and it's beautiful. Um, yeah. This, where I'm going to take this tomorrow or moving forward, like right away, immediately, is your story said that time,
Mm,
it personified time. And it said that time is a thief and a giver. And I am going to live every day looking at time as an entertainer. Time is fucking fun.
mm,
Time is an entertainer. I'm going to enjoy time,
mm, mm,
you know, because the dark side of time is a thoughtless zombie, is a bereft, empty, thoughtless zombie whose my time is sucking away. Time is just time. I envision the best of the best of time. That's what I'm taking away from your story plus the game.
Andrew, I thought I was just like kind of, you want to do this, Stephanie? I'm like, yeah, sure, sure. I'll go on your podcast. Let's talk. I had no idea how meaningful this would be. I wrote those words. I went to the workshop, but you just said, you just like put it so obviously. If in this moment I look at the choice I have, that time is a thief or a giver, what do I choose? I hadn't really, I don't know, it's just I guess when we restate stuff or state it differently, it's just we see it. Isn't that cool about our brains? Like we can
It
see.
is cool about our brains.
It's so cool.
Yeah, yeah. You taught me this. You
Then you taught me, and then I taught you, and then you taught me, and our neurons are like, what the hell? Come on, man. Like, what? All right, we're taking a nap, man.
This has
Wow.
been so much fun.
Ditto.
Yeah,
I wish you the best with this. Keep going with it. Keep asking people. Who knows what you're going to drum up? And
I,
and and it's
yeah.
wonderful. You're doing a great job. You're
Thank
just
you.
connecting. Simple as that, right?
It's you know what? It's like it's the best scam ever.
And that's going to be the ending clip, right?